everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Jill and today I'm going to be doing an updated book haul, so let's get started. And yes, it's the middle of November and I can still wear a shirt like this because it's still like 90 degrees where I live, so it's fine. So I think my last book haul was my fall releases book haul, and I said in that video that I was going to do a part 2 because a ton of other books were coming out, and this is essentially what this video is. It's the part 2 to the fall releases video, even though I do have some other books that aren't fall releases. These books have been slowly accumulating into a big pile on my floor and I'm getting a little sick of looking at them just strewn everywhere, and I want to put them on my bookshelves, and so I decided to do this haul today. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else that I need to say besides that, so let's just get into it. The first book that I got is one that I already mentioned on my channel, already read, you guys know, but I recently went to the signing for this author, and so I got a finished copy of this book and I got it signed, and that is Warcross by Marie Lu. So like I said, I met her and she signed my book and she was so lovely to meet. I just love meeting her, and I loved her talking about techie gamey stuff, even though I personally am not a gamer. Most of you guys have probably heard of this book, but it's essentially, I like to think of it like a teenage Ready Player One. I actually haven't read Ready Player One, but I know lots of people say that. It's like this virtual reality kind of game where this girl named Amika has to go to Tokyo for this like virtual reality championships, and she ends up being a hacker for this guy, and it's really freaking cool and I highly recommend it. I think I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It was beautiful, and this cover is so shiny and pretty, and underneath is so pretty, and overall this book is just, I love it. Next, at that same book signing, I decided to get Nixia by Scott, oh god, I don't know how to say that, Rentingen, whatever that is, I'm so sorry. But he was also at the signing with Marie, and so I got this book signed, and since I've gotten this book, like, I had never heard of it before, but I've been hearing fabulous things about it, and actually one of my really good friends like DM'd me on Twitter telling me to read this book as soon as possible because she thought that I would really like it. I'm pretty sure that these kids are in space and they're competing for something, and I know that it's like heavy sci-fi, but I am totally ready for it. And like I said, I had never heard of this book, but people have been buzzing about it non-stop, so I cannot wait. Next up, I got the new Colleen Hoover book, Without Merit, and I am so excited. I got this the day that it released because I just could not help myself, and you guys know that I love Colleen Hoover, and so I've been waiting for this book since she announced it, and I just love the cover of it. I think it's very pretty. I've been hearing some mixed things, but I'm excited to see my own opinion of it, and I love Colleen Hoover, so yeah. Next, I have a book that I had no idea like how short it was until I got it in my hands, and that was An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson. I know Sasha from A Book Utopia talked about this book a lot before it was released, and she said that it was really fantastic. She said that it gave her a Court of Thorns and Roses feelings, and I think it's about this painter who paints these high fae, and then I think like one of her paintings displeases one of them or something like that. But I've been hearing non-stop good things about it, but it is like so short, which is good. I'm intrigued of how you can do like this sort of complex fantasy in such a short amount of pages, but we shall see how I think of it. Next up, I got an absolutely gorgeous book, and I knew that it was going to be gorgeous, but I didn't know how gorgeous it was until I got it in my hands, and that is The Language of Thorns by Leigh Bardugo. Like, this book, first off, the cover, and it's like has this beautiful texture on it, and then you open it up and this is the hardback, and you think that that would be the best part, but then you have these freaking drawings in here that are the most beautiful things that I've ever seen in my entire life, and honestly, I'm obsessed. Like, I haven't read this yet, but I literally just keep going and like flipping through it because the drawings and everything about it is so pretty, and I just, I cannot wait. And I love Leigh Bardugo, everything that she's written, and I'm sure that she's going to do great with these little fairy tales, and so yeah, I'm really excited. Next up, I have kind of an old book. Some might consider it a young adult classic, but it was offered to me at my book club for free, and I was like, you know what, I've seen this book for like the last 10 years, so may as well, and that is Speak by Laurie Halse Anderson, and I've just seen this book around so much, and I have no idea if it's good. I assume it is, or I assume that it wouldn't be like still around, and I really don't have any idea what it's about. I have a feeling that it's a thriller sort of creepy book, but I could be completely off about that. But yeah, so I'm intrigued just because this seems like such a classic, and so yeah, we'll see if I ever end up reading this. Next up, I have a book that I was not planning on getting, but I decided to because the hype was just too real, and that is Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. Now, full confession time. I'm not a John Green fan. The only book that I liked was The Fault in Our Stars, and the other books just really I disliked his other books. And I wasn't excited for this book. I wasn't anticipating it. I was just like, oh, John Green has a new book, great, I probably won't read that. But then literally every single person ever has been talking about how fantastic it is and how moving it is and how relatable it is. And I know it deals with the main character who has anxiety and OCD, and apparently the way John Green writes this character is extremely relatable. And so I just, after so many people were hyping it up, I decided that I would pick it up and give it a try, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be reading this book next because I'm so intrigued. Like I said, normally I'm not a John Green person, but so many people convinced me that this was worth the read, so I'm really excited to see what I think of it. And next up is a book that really just came out of nowhere. Like, I had no idea that it was coming out, but I just saw it in my bookstore and the cover looked pretty, and then I read the summary and it sounded so freaking cool, and that is The Last Namsara by Kristen. Not gonna try that one, but I know that this has dragons in it. Basically, the flap says, in the beginning there was the Namsara, the child of sky and spirit who carried love and laughter wherever he went. But where there is light, there must be darkness. And so there was also the Eskari, the children of blood and moonlight, the destroyer, the deathbringer. And I know it has to do with dragons, and it sounds so freaking cool. I've read no reviews of this book. I have no idea if it's good, but it's going to be one of my book club books for January, and so I'll be reading it relatively soon, and I'm so intrigued. And last up, I have an arc that I don't believe that I have mentioned in any video, but if I have, we're going to talk about it more, and that is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I am so thankful to my local bookstore, Changing Hands, for hooking me up with this arc because it's one of my most anticipated releases for a really long time. It's been such a long time since I read what this book was about, so I don't 100% recall, but I'm pretty sure that it follows like an anti-heroine, or at least a heroine that's like really awful, and I know that has to do with fae and like evil fae and dark fae, and it just sounds 110% up my alley, and so I cannot contain my excitement for this book. It should be so great. And the last two books are books that I received in my monthly page habit boxes for September and October, and I won't really go into what they are about because I talk about them more in my unboxings, which if you want to check out, they will be linked down below. But the first one is Blackbird of the Gallows by Meg Castle, and the second one is Last Star Burning by Caitlin Sangster. I think that's how you do it. And first off, both of these covers are so freaking pretty. I haven't read either of these yet, so all the annotations are still in there. But yeah, so these books are so pretty. Like, their covers are to die for. So I think that's going to be it for my updated fall releases part 2 kind of book haul. I hope you guys all enjoy. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new here, and comment down below a new release that you are extremely excited for the month of December or beginning January. Whatever you want to talk about, let me know down below. I have all my social media linked down below in the description box, so follow me on those if you please. So yeah, I think that's going to be it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you later in another video. Bye!